what is up, guys? It's Guildspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. And we are here today witnessing round 1, and we got ourselves a mastermind with a very early hit here on this Jake. Unfortunately, just a little bit of screen shearing there. We are seeing Ace in the wings trying to get set up for a pallet save, but unable to do so as they are going to get hit with a virulent bound. And look like Mastermind going to be going back to the survivor on the ground. That was being a Jake. We do see Dania here, but they might be just a little bit too far away, and sure enough, unable to get the pallet save. Jake will be put on the first hook of this match. That being said, Nia right here in main, ready and waiting in order to get the unhook. However, Mastermind from Aeternum going to be going into main as well. Question being, do they have a bit of bamboozle in play? We'll have to wait and see. That being said, though, Nia still going to be in chase. Mastermind not dropping just yet. However, looks like they are not going to commit here. They're just going to hold Nia hostage for just a little bit. As far as add-ons for the Mastermind are concerned, there is in fact a lab photo and a unicorn medallion. We see Mastermind just hanging out down there by the hook. As you all know, there is no self-unhooking unless you have a deliverance in hand. Looks like Mastermind going to progress this survivor to second stage, though. We see Nia working on Gen in main while we wait, and it looks like Mastermind going to be going back up into main, trying to push Nia off the Gen. Will successfully do so. We'll also point out two things, two perks that may have been revealed, but will definitely be revealed at some point. That which being a Scourge Choke Pain Resonance, as well as a Pop Goes the Weasel. Another fantastic bound there by the Mastermind. Looks like Nia going to be in a whole world of hurt unless they're able to get to a tile soon. That being said, there's the unhook on the Jake. Nia is going to be let go. We do see the endurance stats effect here from the Jake, and the Mastermind looking for an early tunnel out will pursue them into Shack. First gen for these survivors popping off in the distance, and Jake in a unfortunate position of not much available to them, but will find themselves at a pallet. Instead, though, going to be going for the body block here from the Ace, who will also take a bound and get infected. It's now 3 survivors infected. Jake needing to do something quick, lest they do get the hindered status effect. That being said, Mastermind not dropping chase just yet. Another pallet here. And looks like the Mastermind, no, they have not lost the Jake. In fact, going to be at the water wheel, trying to set up for a bit of a play here, trying to force the Jake to drop the pallet. They will see the stun for what it's worth, proccing a parental guidance, though not that it will matter all too much, as there was no smash hit associated with it, surprisingly. That being said, we see survivors working on the gens in the distance. A bit of a heal there on the Ace. 2 gens down, but 1 survivor down with them. The question now is, can these survivors rally back in a 2v1 scenario? We see the Claudette for the body block, and Jake will get off their shoulder. However, Jake with the full infection is going to be hindered, and we do see the pallet drop. The dodge from the Jake against the bound, and we're now here at a bit of an eye tile. Jake trying to link these tiles here, not gonna throw the pallet just yet, keeping Mastermind busy for just a little bit longer, but vaulting into the Mastermind that there will be the down with no hope of escape. If this does give the survivor team a little bit more time, though, on these gens, that could push things in their favor in this 3v1 scenario. Let's take a look and see where everyone else is at. Claudia about 25% on this gen. Ace, though, with a bit of deja vu, increasing the progression speed of this gen. And then we once again have Nia up here on main. So far, no sign of where the Mastermind might be, though we did hear a heartbeat for the Nia. Though looks like Mastermind actually going to be finding the Ace here kicking the gen, and that there I do believe is going to be a pop goes the weasel, regressing that gen by 30% of the current progression. Ace, though, going to be getting out of dodge with a balanced landing and a slow vault out. Looks like Mastermind potentially dropping chase there against the Ace. Instead, now going to be on an injured Claudette, who is trying to bring him over to the corner of this map, away from where the active gens are. We do see the space break there. No brutal strength there for the Mastermind. Fourth perk still a little bit of an unknown, but Claudette greeting the pallet will end up going down as the third gen is completed. We'll have to wait and see, as that was Ace's gen. I do believe we have Nia still here on main, but for some reason not wanting to touch the gen, maybe in fear of the Scourge Hook Pain Resonance that we are well aware of. That being said, Claudette just hanging out. Ace here on Claudette's gen with a decent amount of progression, about 50% in, though I imagine that will be regressed quite shortly. And it looks like we have two gens here in the middle, one on main. I mean, they are in a good spot in the grand scheme of things, having that one up on main. Fantastic stun there by the Ace. And looks like the Mastermind will pursue chase further. Ace going to be able to get the vault, but that there's a mid vault, my friends. And as we say all the time, a mid vault is a gift to every killer, and one that just keeps on giving. Ace, though, gonna have bounce line in hand for the drop down. Here's the drop. There is the bounce lining. Gonna get them a bit of distance. Ace, sensing the Mastermind, gonna make a sneaky play. Will be able to dodge it, but not dodge that virulent bound, as we will see them go down. However, during that chase, we did see the survivors unhook and get a bit of a reset too, though this could very well be another Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, regressing the most progression by 25%, and looks like it was on main, now at 50%, but that is going to be short-lived as Pop Goes the Weasel, I imagine, will be regressing that by another 30% of its current progression. However, we do see Claudette coming in for the unhook here on the Ace, while the Mastermind is preoccupied with the Nia. And looks like Mastermind actually going to be dropping chase here on the Nia, and instead going to be going back for the Ace, as we do hear the Mastermind's terror radius in hot pursuit. Ace vaulting into the Mastermind unknowingly. They need to be careful here, as Mastermind right there, ready and waiting for the revolt. Will get that mind game successfully. And let's take a look and see where Nia is at, if she is on this gen. There's the Claudette, there's Nia. This gen back to around 30%. An unfortunate scenario for these survivors, to say the least, but they are not out of this just yet. Nia, though, once again, going to get pushed off of this generator, as the Mastermind will hit it with a Pop Goes the Weasel. Let's take a look and see what Claudette's gen is at. That is now at about 70%. If they are able to complete this, that would be a huge boon for them going into trial number 2 of this match. However, Claudette going to be dropping the gen, instead trying to set up for the unhook. The Nia is nearby as well, though Claudette, the only survivor who has not been hooked twice here. Mastermind going to go for the bound, will miss it. Nia going to be dragging them away, as I imagine the Claudette will be going in for the unhook. A little bit dangerous, though, as the Mastermind is around. There's the unhook on the Ace. Mastermind going to be dropping chase once again, I imagine. Going to be going for the tunnel out here. Bounce landing, this time without line of sight on the window, or on the stairs, though. There's the bound. There's the bounce landing. Mastermind getting it! Fantastic. No, not actually getting the down. Instead, going to get the throw right against the rock. And looks like we have the pallet here, but Ace will go down. We do see a survivor here in the wings, but they are just too far away from the pallet. There is the hit on the Nia, and now this Claudette is going to need to complete this gen quickly, lest their efforts will be in vain with this upcoming Pop Goes the Weasel. And sure enough, there it is. Mastermind threatening another incoming bound. And looks like that there will be Pop 30% of that gen's current progression regressed. And looks like Mastermind actually going to be dropping Chase, instead finding the Nia, it would seem. Not getting hit over the pallet, though. Nia doing a good job buying their teammates some time, but not before being down by that last virulent bound. And we're now left with the Claudette trying to stealth out here, maybe trying to set up for a hatch escape, but the Mastermind in hot pursuit. Looks like this could very well be the last chase of this trial, as we do go into Shack. Claudette trying to make a little bit distance with life here. However, I think it will all be for naught, as we do see... Ooh, Claudette with the vault. We see Mastermind going to make some distance here, but not able to get past the saloon tables. There's the vault, though, and the down. That there will result in the 4K. Do want to note, though, that we do have a fresh survivor on the ground. And that does mean that there is a possibility of a bleed out happening. And if that does happen, a bleed out would result in a loss of 3 points here for the Mastermind. However, they still have another 2-ish minutes left before that becomes relevant. So we'll have to wait and see if the Mastermind is able to find them in time. That being said, we're going to spectate the Claudette for a little bit here. Ooh, interesting. I'm not sure if that was a purposefully missed skill check or if they meant to. Looks like they did not. They're not looking to suicide out just yet. Maybe, though, a bit of miscommunication on the back end. Maybe trying to force the killer more towards hatch. That could be a thought process there. That being said, about 2 minutes until bleed out, but there's the pickup on the Nia. That there will result in the 4K here for Aeternum. So GG, well played to their killer. And with that being said, we are going to be getting this next lobby set up in just one moment, where we're going to be seeing Senselessly kill against Aeternum survivor team as the rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboy himself, the Deathslinger. So hopefully y'all are excited for that. I know I am. All right, and we are back, this time with Senselessly killing against Aeternum survivor team as the rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboy himself, the Deathslinger. And we're going to start off with doing a little bit of home remodeling over here in the shack. Deathslinger looking around, seeing if they can find themselves a survivor. And sure enough, they are going to find a survivor, but unable to get the shot. They, of course, having a corrupt intervention to slow things down at the very start. Warden's Keys and the Bayshore Cigar for add-ons. As far as their other perks are concerned, we'll have to wait and see as the game progresses. That being said, we do see here a firecracker used by the Ada. Slinger trying to get a shot here. The Redeemer going to be ringing in the Ada's ear, but just going to be walking that out, as we will reveal a sloppy Butcher in the mix. That which going to apply the mending and mingled stats effects. Deathslinger getting a bit of a mind game there out of nowhere. Was not expecting that. Once again, going to go for a very aggressive shot here and will not connect. However, they are going to be able to get the pickup here, and that there is going to be a Scourge Hook Pain Residence, regressing the most progression by 25%. Other perk, still a little bit of an unknown. We'll have to wait and see if it does get some usage here. That being said, Slinger going to be hanging around trying to just keep the survivor in main off the gen. We do see Crows in the back. That there's a ace. Slinger going to be able to get the shot and the break to boot. Going to be hitting them with that deep wound stats effect, not the mangled stats effect. And Slinger in a good position to claim second stage here on this first survivor. Do want to note, though, that they are going to need to get a 4K at 2 gens or less in order to secure victory here. However, 3 gens or less, more accurately, at 3 gens, that will be a tie set. Now, going to be a little bit strange as far as how the tie set is going to look in the grand scheme of things, but there's still a possibility of those with a tie to receive the invite to Season 9. However, 2 gens now down. Destiny are going to need to get this 4K and get it soon. That being said, we do see Survivor in the distance, just a little bit too far away in order to get that hit, though. We see the Lori just trying to draw the Slinger out further away from the hook. But Slinger going to be going back towards it. About 30 seconds left before the Survivor does go to death and is sent back to the campfire via the entity. Nia in here going to have a missed shot. Slinger going to be trying to go for the shot here to stop the Lori. Will misfire, hitting the Lori, applying the mangled stats effect, but they are going to need to get this Ada down in order to get them to death hook. Looks like a For the People as well going to come in from the Nia, but this could potentially be 2 survivors on the ground. That Slinger going to be patient here, not going to go for the shot, instead going to walk this one in, and there's the down on the Nia as well. So definitely a risky maneuver here by the survivors. We'll have to wait and see if it does pay off well for them. 2 survivors down, and only 1 more gen to go before reaching the tie condition. We're going to see the pickup here on this survivor. Another Scourge Choke Pain Resonance going to happen here, regressing the most progressed gen by 25%. It does not appear to be the one on Gallows, so these survivors working on a gen elsewhere as well. The question is where, as one up on Saloon still progressing. You see this one here, but it is going to get regressed by 30% of its current progression, as that there, folks, was in fact a Pop Goes the Weasel. Once again, see Lori, and I believe that may have been an injured Nia here over by the hook. That Slinger trying to box them out, finding the Lori here at the corner. No sign of the other survivor, though. Looks like they are hiding out as this chase unfolds. That Slinger with the quick shot, though, will take the hit and the down on the Lori. And it looks like they will go for the quick pick here, as they are going to try and avoid this next generator popping off for these survivors. That being said, though, we're going to be hooked here right in the middle, right in front of Saloon, and in between that and the gen that we have seen worked on previously. Looks like we will see the pop here on this gen. No sign of any other survivors, though. That Slinger looking around desperately, wanting to ensure that another gen does not pop off. Either that or trying to find a fresh survivor. Sure enough, they are going to find the Ada here. Ada in a bit of a position here, not wanting to drop that, but will get shot through the water wheel. Slinger going to go for the break with the Bayshore Cigar, allowing them a lot of distance here. The reload with the Warden's Keys if they get them here on the corner, but they will not. Ada ducking right below it. That was a close one there, and a great use of the add-ons there by the Slinger. But looks like Survivor's not going to go down without a fight. 3 of them currently injured. Ace, only one who is not, but not for long, as Slinger will get the shot and the deep wound stats effect there from the break of the chain. Looks like Slinger not able to get the shot there on the Ace just yet. However, Ace going to be going for the window, will vault out, and looks like they are going to be able to get past here, but Slinger primed and ready for the down. The question is where these other survivors are, and there is the 3rd gen. Question is, where is the rest of these survivors? Looks like they are setting up for a reset instead of the 4th generator required in order to claim victory. That there will be another Scourge Pain Resonance and a Pop Goes the Weasel. So things gonna get a little bit rough here for these survivors, though they are not down and out just yet, as it's still a 4v1. Meaning that Slinger going to be in a little bit of a rough position in guarding these generators, as these survivors are going to be able to apply a whole lot of pressure in order to claim just 1 more generator. That being said, we do see the full reset. It looks like 2 survivors going up into main. Slinger trying to get the shot, but will hit the railing there instead, And looks like we see the Unhook on the Ace, grabbing the Ada though. And Nia gonna be able to stop them from getting dropped down to the bottom of Saloon, but they will not be able to avoid the Deep Wound stats effect. Slinger trying to get a line of sight here on the Survivor up above, but looks like they are going to play it safe though. No, Ada playing with fire. They are going to get hit. Looks like going to get dragged across the railing, and there's the down. Fantastic shot by the Slinger, resulting in a down on the Ada. And looks like this is going to be the hook here. And they are going to be sent back to the campfire via the entity, a 3v1 scenario. No Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, mind you. They only have one more stack. Pop Goes Weasel now in hand, though. And looks like Slinger looking around, trying to see where these other survivors are. And looks like they are going to find him here over by the water wheel. A decent amount of progression here. Looks like they're wanting to get the shot. They are going to miss on the Lori, though. They're going to need to make a decision soon as Pop is going to expire. And they do not want to let that do so, unless this gen does get completed, as they try and complete this chase elsewhere. Slinger, not afraid of it though, is going to take the hit on the Lori. Not going to go back to the gen. Looks like the Slinger more focused on the down here. Mind you, Nia very likely still on the gen on top of Saloon, and they only need this last one. There it is, about 4 cylinders running. Slinger knowing things are looking dire, and there it is, 4th gen completed. These survivors walk away victorious here in round number 1. And we'll be following Aeternum to round number 2 as they complete the 5th generator, powering the exit gates. They are now but 20 seconds away from escaping via the exit gates and returning back to the campfire to meet their fellow survivor. That being said, Lori will end up taking it down here, and looks like Ace on the exit gate. And Nia, though, is not just hanging around here. Maybe trying to set up for an unhook, as they are not on the exit gate. Ace with the exit gate open, as Lori is sent back to the campfire via the entity, that there will be a 2K at the very least here for the Death Slinger. The question is what the survivors are planning. Maybe a hatch escape. I mean, either that or the Slinger is far away from the X gate, and looks like we will see an escape via the X gate for both the Ace and the Nia, resulting in a 2K here.